Would you believe me if I told you that my base was actually a drugstore foundation? I'm obsessed with the way that this glam turned out today. I'll show you guys exactly what I did. Hey, let's put some makeup on. We have quite a bit of things to go through, PR-wise, filming, all the things. First, this hair needs to go back. It is a lot right now. I'm having so much hair growth that like my baby hairs, which is a good thing, but when I'm trying to do my makeup, they're like every single product with the shades in my LTK, but I started out with my hypochlorous acid and then these two as like a little base that gives me a tiny bit of coverage, but it's just like an SPF type situation. My current foundation obsession is this Lawless one. It's amazing and it's an acne safe formula, but I'm really curious to try out this Maybelline foundation. I was actually able to get like professionally shade matched, so I'm very curious to see how this wears and how I like it, and it would be a good recommendation if I like it for drugstore. I always blend all my foundations with my fingers to really get a feel for the coverage. This will help the most, plus this one's extremely thin. Holy cow, this lays like incredibly thin. Oh my god. Okay, look at the coverage here and it feels incredibly lightweight. I'm actually shocked. I love that. All right, that is all blended out on the face, and then I'm just going to take the brush and I just use the brush to stamp the product into the skin like this. You guys know the drill. We use a sponge in between steps to just kind of mesh everything into the skin. I don't blend specifically with a sponge. Look at the skin right now. That actually looks amazing. It's really covering everything up and it's giving that like skin-like finish that I love. We'll be going back to her because I love that. For bronzer, I'm using my go-to Dibs Duo Stick. This is shade number 4. I'm obsessed. See how that just gave me the prettiest bronze? Like seamlessly, it blends in 2 seconds. It's one of my favorite products ever. This is what the other side looks like. It's like the prettiest, almost peachy tone. I wore a red tone blush the other day and I had so many strangers telling me that I need to wear more red, so I'm trying to incorporate it. This is the Flush Bomb by Merit. It looks red here, but it almost looks pink here. Anyways, we're going to blend those together, and I really go heavy on the cream liquid blush because then I go in over top with my concealer. It has been an absolute crazy week and there's a lot of new faces on here on my Instagram, so I'm so happy and excited to welcome you all in. I have been in Miami with LTK for a bunch of different events and I'm just so excited and I feel incredibly refreshed and like ready to provide for you guys. Okay, that looks actually so cute. And it's like this where like I could stop, but I want just like a tad bit more blush. I take this I think it's a 109 brush, and I take it and I just put it right here on the cheekbones because like I said, I'm going in with concealer over top of it plus my powders, so this like cream liquid stage of blush really does fade a ton, but that's actually adorable. Go-to concealer for underneath the eyes is always my Tower 28 one because I love how liquidy it is, so it really blends like a dream, and it's also extremely brightening and easy to use. And then watch how this brush just like blends everything into oblivion so well while still giving you that full coverage. If I was to use a sponge, I would not get the same results. That's why we use a sponge in between steps, not to blend anything specific. For underneath the eyes, always I do a pressed powder. This is the Tower 28 one. I also love the Kosas one, and then I do a loose powder on top of it. This is going to really prevent any type of creasing or cracking underneath the eyes, and it just adds an extra level of brightness. Like the skin looks actually insane compared to where we started. My current loose powder obsession is this Kosas one, but specifically in this pink one. It is so bright. Because I have dry skin, I'm going to pick that up on the puff, but then tap off all the excess before going underneath the eyes. So we're not baking, we're just adding that product and we go all the way out, and look at how brightening that is, but it also really helps to blur the under eye and give us this like smoothed out finish. Tapping off the excess underneath the eye, and look at that. It is so incredibly brightening, gives us that porcelain under eye effect. I mean, skin looks crazy. The all-time best bronzer to ever exist is this Dibs one. This is Vanilla Latte. She's definitely really light for me, but you can build these up. I would prefer going with a darker shade and using less product versus using a lighter shade and using more, but personal preference. I'm gonna do the same infamous eyeshadow routine using my bronzer. I'm using the darker side here of this bronzer. Okay, so this is where we landed with the powder bronzer. Obviously it's a little bit lighter than I would typically do, but something like that. And then instead of taking my infamous Valentino palette, I'm just gonna do this like more pinky shade of this Dibs, and I'm gonna layer that over top. So the eyes are gonna look a little bit something like this today. I'm gonna use that powder blush all over the cheeks using that same Dibs brush, but the fluffy side instead for our powder. And look at how beautiful this just builds up on the skin. It looks so nice and it just gives a perfect little blush tone. Specifically, what I love about this is that this color looks good whether you layer with a cool tone pink, a red, a peachy shade, no matter what, it looks great as a topper. Using my Dibs Status Stick on the nose here for some highlight. This is my go-to like body highlight, so I love using this in my makeup routine too. Should be no surprise, the brows are always the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. Just about the only brand I trust with my brows. Curling the lashes. I'm gonna do some setting spray before I do my mascara. This is one of my favorites. Do beware though, this one does drench your skin. She smells amazing. For my mascara today, I'm gonna do the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This is an all-time favorite of mine. I don't need to do any explaining. This mascara is absolutely incredible. This is the cool brown shade. I just learned that they have a burgundy one, so I will immediately be going on Amazon and buying that for you guys because I need to try that out. You guys know how passionate I am about wearing a brown, a burgundy, or plum mascara as someone with green or blue eyes and make sure eyes pop. But you can see how insane this makes my lashes. Look at how insane that is. Okay. Lawless lip liner in cinnamon. It has a little bit of a red tone to it. If you're looking for like a no fuss lip liner, and by that I mean like you don't have to try really hard, like it just kind of glides on the lips, this is a really great option. Overlining slightly at the bottom and then the top. I also like to do like a little line, and then I like to smudge those into the lips a little bit just so that they don't rub around so much. Lawless Platinum lipstick right here in the center. Once again, kind of smudging that and then topping that off with Lawless in Bomb Bomb. Look at that. That is such a cute lip combo. Okay, I'm obsessed with my makeup. It's crazy how a good lip day can just change the whole outcome of your makeup. Doing another layer, final layer of setting spray. And here is what the makeup looks like today. It looks absolutely incredible. I have all the products with their shades in the LTK.